Curiosity was the main driving factor in my decision to learn how to sail. It all started last summer when I was volunteering at the Canadian National Institute for the Blind up on the lake near my cottage. As I was not qualified to sail, I just rode along in the boat as a passenger with the job to entertain and talk to the blind passengers and their family members. This wasn't the most exciting job at times, and I really wanted to be the one who could drive the boat and be the one who knew what they were doing. I decided that I wanted to learn to sail when we came back to Hong Kong. When the Da Vinci Journal came along, I saw this as a perfect opportunity to kill two birds with one stone and feed my curiosity of sailing and be able to document it for school. At times, I had no idea what I was doing, so I had to learn new things all the time. I could have just given up, but I was curious how different things worked, and I wanted to become good at sailing. In the video, I'm learning how to tie the boom at the bottom of the transom line. The rope like this, fold it up, wrap it around here so it looks like that. Then you bring the rope back down through the original loop and pull it. Sufmato, which is literally known as going up in smoke, is when you embrace uncertainty. There are many things that can go wrong when you are sailing. There are so many small knots and plugs that can cause problems. There are things you can do to prevent these things, but it's always the unexpected problems which cause the most difficulty. For example, if the boat tips like it did for me in the video. Instead of giving up, I tried to put the boat back upright. It didn't happen right away, and I was uncertain if I was even going to be able to put it back up at all. Instead of panicking, I just remained calm and continued on and eventually put the boat back upright. When you are working with the sailboat, you quickly realize that almost everything is connected and they all depend on each other. You then realize that you are connected to the boat and it is under your control. Without a person, the boat cannot be controlled, and without a boat, a person cannot sail. In the video, I'm pulling up the main sheet on an RS Vivo racing boat. This is a more complex boat, and the more skilled you become at sailing, the more you learn the interconnectedness of things within a boat. The rope I'm pulling is going through a pulley, which is attached to a clip and is therefore pulling up the sail. If one of these pieces was missing, nothing would work. A sailboat is not only connected by its various parts and controls, but it is also connected to the world and to the weather. In order to be able to sail, you have to know how the points of sail work. These are different positions you have to put your boat in so that you can account for the different wind directions. In this song, I'm singing about the different points of sail. Irons is not a point of sail. Sails are flapping in the wind. Close hull is the first point of sail. Sails are pulled all the way in. Close reach, they're out a little more. Beam reach, they're at 90 degrees. Broad reach, they're out a little more. Which brings us round to run. Irons is not a point of sail. Yeah, and then it goes on. In this slide, I'm showing the progress I've made throughout the year. In the beginning, on the left-hand side, you can see I was just learning how to put the sail on a mast on a laser boat, which is probably the most simple boat you can learn to sail on. It's just a dinghy. On the right-hand side, me and my brother are actually sailing around in a RS Viva, which is a racing class boat. I had many pre- and misconceptions while doing this project, but the majority had to do with planning. I thought that I would be able to go and take the boat out at any time whenever I wanted. This turned out to be wrong. I forgot to include many factors which included weather, sea conditions, and the availability of the boats. In the times I was free, there were often other classes going on, which means I was often unable to book the right boat. I had to make free time for myself whenever the weather was nice so that I had good conditions. I tried to get out and sail as much as possible, but I would usually get out and sail at least twice a month. I didn't always film because I was alone a lot of the time. Another unfortunate thing was that I was only able to be filmed close to the dock, which means the wind was not very strong in this area. However, sometimes problems turned into good things, because one time I wanted to book a laser dinghy boat and they had no more. So I was able to take out a racing boat even though I wasn't fully qualified for it, so this was quite fun. Everything I learned for this project was completely new to me, but it was a very interesting experience because everything I learned was also relevant to my sailing experience. Some people may say that I wasted a lot of time, but I learned many new things such as how to tie some key knots,
the different parts of a boat, how to assemble the boat, how to deal with different weather conditions, and how to get out on the water and have fun. These are all portrayed around the slide. The instructors at the Aberdeen Boat Club were my main sources of information for this project. The man in the photo on the right-hand side was extremely helpful to me. He taught me how to assemble the different kinds of boats and helped me to book the boats I used. For some of the more complicated information, such as spinnaker sails, which are also pictured on the right, I read some instructional documents and asked my friends in Canada who sail.